Hello everyone, Darko 2012 here with Global Government News, and I'm covering an article titled Obama Administration Shuts Down Oldest Gun Show in Central Texas. And this is kind of a follow-up article to the one I posted earlier about the Austin, Texas gun show that was shut down, pretty much shut down. I mean, it dispersed a bunch of innocent, law-abiding gun owners or soon-to-be gun owners. Uh, so the gun show representative who was running it basically said that he lost 80% of his customers. So all because of the feds who came in, the ATF and that, using federal firearm license (FFL). I guess they call it color of law, which means that it's not really law, but they they basically strong arm you and threaten you with the badge and the gun to tell you that if oh, you need to comply, or you need to voluntarily do this. Thank you for your cooperation. Wink, wink. And if you don't, we'll break your legs, throw you in jail. So let's follow up this latest form of tyranny down in the heart of liberty, and also the heart of tyranny, Texas. In a disturbing update to a story covered in depth today on the Alex Jones Show, Texas grocery retailer HEB has banned Texas gun shows from holding a monthly gun show. HEB is the leaseholder on the property where the gun show was held. HEB used the stage arrest of a man by the Austin police, subsequently released without charge, at the event over the weekend as a pretext to shut down the oldest gun show in Central Texas. Alex Jones noted on his show today that he attended gun shows at the venue since he was in high school. Listeners to the Alex Jones Show should be aware that this backhanded tactic or similar tactics used by the ATF will be used at the behest of the Obama administration to shut down legal gun shows in the United States. The Obama administration is the most anti-Second Amendment administration in U.S. history, which of course is why he has Attorney General Holder, in the on-deck circle waiting to pass, vicious legislation that will make it harder to buy ammunition, to reload, and to own a gun. Congressional Democrats and their Constitution-hating allies have proposed two bills in an attempt to shut down gun shows. The Gun Show Loophole Closing Act of 2009, or H.R. 2324, was introduced in the House by the notorious gun grabber Carolyn McCarthy of New York. Senator Frank Lautenberg introduced similar legislation, the Gun Show Background Check Act of 2009, or 843 in the U.S. Senate. As of October 2009, the House version of the bill had 35 co-sponsors, mostly Democrats, and the Senate version had 15 co-sponsors, all Democrats. And yeah, that's kind of the thing, is that these gun shows, as far as like background checks, as far as the amount of knowledge that I have on this issue, definitely not as much as Alex Jones or Kurt Nimmo, but from what I've gathered and heard from listening to the show, is that the background checks, they instituted that, but it's not exactly how it has always been. In regards to these localized, not federal, ways of selling firearms, where if you sell a weapon to somebody, it's not your fault that that's a bad person. You know what I mean? It usually applies to nationwide and official gun shops, right? Like stores that businesses. Obama's top cop, Eric Holder, is a gun grabber's dream come true. As Deputy Attorney General, Holder was a strong supporter of restricted gun control. He advocated federal licensing of handgun owners, a 3-day waiting period on handgun sales, rationing handgun sales to no more than one per month, banning possession of handguns and so-called, quote, assault weapons, cosmetically incorrect guns, by anyone under the age of 21. A gun show restriction bill that would have been given the federal government the power to shut down all gun shows, national gun registration, and mandatory prison sentences for trivial offenses. For example, giving your son an heirloom handgun for Christmas if he were 2 weeks shy of his 21st birthday, David Koppel wrote in 2008. And it goes on and says New Jersey Democrat Senator Frank Lautenberg said last June he planned to introduce legislation designed to cancel the Second Amendment rights of well over a million U.S. citizens. Mr. Lautenberg plans to introduce legislation on Monday that would give the Attorney General the discretion to block gun sales to people on terror watch list, the New York Times reported on June 20th, 2009. The federal terror watch list contains over a million names, and of course they won't tell us who's on that list, so you don't even know until you go to try to buy a gun, kind of like the no-fly list. That some people are on, like that 8-year-old Boy Scout, and I think the last kid, the child that was had problems going through airports, was also a Boy Scout. As a state senator in Illinois, Obama supported it. Oh yeah, and the other thing was a knife. I was going to say that there was a child that brought a Boy Scout knife that I think he had. It was like an heirloom, whatever. Actually, it wasn't a Boy Scout. I think he was either, what was he, a Cub Scout or Boy Scout? Either way, he brought a knife to school, and it was in somewhere in Texas or somewhere in like a rural area, and they made a big deal out of it. And I think he was actually arrested and suspended, or suspended. So, but then again, you have Department of Homeland Security, who now has what do you call it? A relationship, a program instituted by DHS under Napolitano, where the Girl Scouts and then the Boy Scouts are now part of Homeland Security. I'm not saying that they are under them, but I'm just saying that they are now working with them in a program, training them to take on disgruntled gun owners and vets. So a lot of stuff happening. As a state senator in Illinois, Obama supported a number of laws and regulations designed to restrict and outlaw firearms. Obama supports the SIFTA gun treaty. Last year, in meetings with Mexican President Felipe Calderon, Obama promised to urge the U.S. Senate to pass the International Arms Control Treaty. Under the Vienna Convention on the Law of Treaties, international legal obligations are superior rank to national law. The treaty would impose the most draconian gun laws in U.S. history. The Obama administration and its Marxist czars, the sort of Marxism created and supported by the banksters and policymakers, are on the march, and they will not be satisfied until they outlaw and confiscate all firearms from law-abiding citizens. Now is the time to become politically involved. Find out where your representative stands on the so-called gun control, and especially their stand on local gun shows and sales of legal firearms between individuals. If they are gun-grabbing Democrats and their spineless Republican Confederates, work to get them out of their office. Expose them for the Second Amendment traitors they are. Become aware of the ATF's activity in your state and complicity of local law enforcement. Only through awareness and political action can we save our Constitution and Second Amendment from the claws of the New World Order and its long-standing goal to disarm the public and impose a globalist dictatorship. They fear an armed and informed public. They fear an armed and informed public. Make sure that they remain afraid. If we blow this covert op in Texas off and do nothing, we can expect more of the same around this country. Don't embolden the ATF and the Obama administration. Get active today or lose your right to defend yourself against criminals and predatory government. So there you go, everybody. Just leave your comments and let me know what you think. And take care.